Hello and welcome to this X8R video demonstrating our replacement gear stick selection bush for Mercedes Vito and Viano vans. The gear selection can become difficult or sloppy due to the worn bush in the gear stick mechanism. Firstly, using a T20 torx screwdriver, remove the two screws from the electrical connection held onto the side of the tower. Next, using a flathead screwdriver, remove the linkage cables from the ball sockets on the mechanism. There are two of these in total. The next stage, using a T30 torx screwdriver, is to remove the long bolt here, which has a nut on the other side. This is used to hold in the retaining clip. When the screw is loosened, the nut will fall out from the other side and the spring will be decompressed. The clips will then be able to be removed, possibly using a screwdriver, as shown here. Once the item is completely free, it can be lifted away from the unit. Now, using a T25 torx screwdriver, there are 5 screws to remove from the black bush housing. Once the screws are removed, it is now possible to pull the entire gear stick away from the rest of the tower, exposing the bottom of the bush. The black bush housing should slide upwards, exposing the bush. The bush can now be removed. If it's not already broken, it may need to be broken to be removed. Remove the bush fully by sliding it over the metal part and away from the item. You can generally see that it is worn. It's now time to install our new bush. This comes in 2 pieces for ease of install. Fit the bush round the bottom of the gear stick. Once together, it is obvious where it fits within the bush housing. There are 2 notches. Line these up and it will slide into place. Upon insertion, it will already feel more secure than the original bush which has just been removed. Reinsert the bush housing baseplate, lining up the screw holes. The upper gear stick assembly can now be put back onto the lower gear stick assembly. Line up the holes where the long bolt was removed and push into place. Using a T25 screwdriver, reinsert the 5 screws through the bush housing. Next, reinsert the long bolt that holds the spring retaining clip in place. Hold the nut in place underneath and screw into position. Make sure the retaining clip pins are located in their grooves. It is important when refitting the spring to make sure it is correctly orientated. The long pieces will fit into grooves on the mechanism, and the spring aids the spring back of the gear stick into a neutral position. Reattach the gear linkage cables. Reattach the electrical connection using the 2 screws. Now you can test the gear stick, and you will feel a lot more resistance and stiffness. That concludes the repair of the gear stick bush for Vito and Viano vans. If you have any questions, feel free to call us on 01843 446643, or alternatively, you can email us on sales@x8r.co.uk. Thank you.